Hello, hello. Last episode we did something great. To really put it up, let's go back to the idea was to make something that could make this in an easy way. So I went and recreated that exact one, the green flask thingy. And look at that, it works. It is definitely already very much usable. It accurately conveys exactly what I want to see. Almost. You can see the text fonting there is well, yeah. I really liked the fast pace of the last episode, or at least how it started fast. Though I didn't change anything about the code, and as I did that whole part at the start, I at least made a list. Because now that we have program that follows the concept, it is rather the more quality of life improvements we'll be doing this episode. So I made a list. One thing is that I want to change how clear works. Instead of having just a clear, which will clear the board, it doesn't even clear the wires and stuff. That is really what the new function should be. This, the new function. It will clear the board. Instead, want to differentiate it a bit. Make it so that we have a clear that just cuts away wires, a clear that gets rid of all components, like nodes and well, yeah, no, that would be the new. And I want a, oh well, no, a clear. I want a cut wires. I want a clear board. I want a clear associations. Because there are times where we want the associations to stick. Like when here, when I will put up everything in order to make this, I want to keep these Factorio associations. All of these colors and that information. I don't want to create a completely new project that clears the association every single time. Oh, I just see, there's something I want to add as well. I want to add block slash node removal. Because whoops. I accidentally made a thing for iron plates. But my base iron here is iron plates, because we don't really use ore for anything. So I want to make it so that you can easily delete these. Maybe just a delete button up here, a delete hotkey, something. Other than that, I want the wire clear to sync up. Yeah, okay, that's clear then. No clear, wires still stick until the point where you... Yeah, the association clearing does work, even though it doesn't seem like it does. In this case, unfortunately. Which is another reason to change the clearing. Yeah, I think I think I've figured out a way to do that stuff now. The wire clear thing. We'll just make it draw a wire that is invisible. Other than that, I want the block listing to work. Now I wish I didn't clear it. I should have put it in an order that does not clear. So I want green flasks to be listed up in a list view inside of this element. Then we hook them up like this. Wire move sync. If I were to move this, I want these to just change the final point position. So this here then would make this one go not like that, but instead like this. That won't really help with wire moving in general, which is a bit unfortunate. That's something we might... I can edit as a underpoint here. Wire moving. Because wire removal, I also thought of a way we could potentially do that. Because in Qt, there is a child depth function. It's a item child depth. Returns the first visible child found at void. So if you call that one, we might be able to separate each wire from each other. Hopefully each shape line. Path line would also work if it finds the path line, and then I can just go out one step. But optimally, I would like the shape line to be found somehow. Let's see. And yeah, that will help with both wire removal and wire moving. Want to be able to color the name. By default, every single name is in white. Want to be able to change that. At the very start of this, I said I would potentially use this for work as well. Like coloring or having a lamp here showing what's done, what's not done. I mean, that can be used for gaming as well. It's a useful thing. I want the way to do that rather than adding another thing to the each thing is to simply put up a way to change the color name or name color. And might as well just add that into the associations there. Then also, then I guess we also need like a tab explainer on top here. Other than that, I want the name text font improvement. What I'm just talking about there is how the text auto sizing does sort of work. But not good enough. I want to improve it. Options. I want an options menu in the project menu here. You can adjust hotkeys. Which hotkeys, I mean, is self-explanatory. Options should be a pop-up, or I guess should you just cover the whole screen, like association and word. Then hotkeys could be a pop-up. You could also make that one cover the thing. How it doesn't notice it's a separate thing here. Either way, something like that. Association packs, what I mean here is that I don't want to type in this stuff every single time. I instead want to be able to just, let's see, where is it? Manual stuff in here. It'd be nice if I could put all of this as a pack called Factorio, and then you can activate Factorio in thing. And I can do the same for Satisfactory and every other use case. Have an option for which association pack you want to use. And then block formatting packs. Let's have a look at a different picture because I don't think it shows up here. You know, that's it. This one. Here on the bottom we have crafting time. I want to add block descriptions. Like an option when creating a new block. Under here I want a name and then a checkbox for do you want to add the description? And then the optional description below it. Where was I? Yeah. And we could make that's like packs. Like the if you per se Factorio pack, we have a crafting time. Just automatically go in. So then just a crafting time per meter when creating new blocks. I guess we could also do node for mapping. I guess I don't really need to add packs here, since it will just be, yeah, node formatting, block formatting. Want options for those. Angle snapping and drawing wires. I want them to have the option of no snapping, 30-degree snapping, 45-degree snapping, 60-degree snapping, and 90-degree snapping. So that we can, yeah, for people who want to draw it neat. Oh, something else, okay, I want to consider there is I want to add a wire preview. It would be nice to, like when I'm hovering now, to see the wire. Or when we add the snapping. Otherwise I'll just have to predict that when I press there, that it will end up there when I have the snapping. Which was almost right, but not quite. And I grid snapping. I want that to toggleable on and off, and with a size parameter, and with a visible parameter. Or visible toggle. Stroke size. I want to be able to change the wire stroke size in the options. That's it for options that I can think of before starting. Canvas movement I want, so that we can move around. Right now I can't move around with left click, right click, middle click, arrow keys, anything. Canvas is just at a stock size. So like when I tried to hide away my iron plate earlier, it was just to do this, I couldn't scroll around. And another thing, canvas movement, I want an origin marker to show, like, just at the 0, 0 position to show that this is where anyone who would open the project would start with the camera. For those who want to hide something for some reason. Block the descriptions we were through. Modules. Let's open a different thing for that. Blue flask maybe. Oh, blue flask is an excellent example. Say that we have engine production somewhere. It also exists iron plates. I want to be able to add in a, like, collect all of That's it. I want to collect all of these into a block. And have that block be openable. So that we can, yeah. We will then have a third type, not just nodes, blocks, and wires, but also segments. What do they call it here? Modules. I want to be able to import and export them. Let's say icons, of course. I don't think we'll be doing that this episode, but it is, of course, on the list of things I want to do with the app. I think I'll just put up the same notepad in the future episodes as well. Looking at thingamajig. I forgot to start from a sentence. But now we've gone through all of the points. So let's go right into coding some points. Some of these are very easy. So let's say the first one we can do is to change clear. I just have this up on my second monitor. Actually, can do this. Yeah, I want cut wires, clear board, clear associations. Guess and so the ones also have clear. I guess we must as well put that one as clear. Then I want to define some functions there. Function clear wires. Oh. And I'll have a function for not junction. Function clear. What did I say again? Not wires this time. Board. I guess we can also make it a bit different. Let's see. Clear nodes. Well, no. Board. And then clear associations. Function clear associations. Here. Let's say case new. We want to clear board. And we want to clear associations. Break. In the case clear wires. So clear wires is the function here. And clear board takes this one. And association takes this one. New will clear board and clear associations. Clear wires, we just run the clear wires. Let's say case clear board. We'll clear board. Break. And then the last one. Case clear associations. And I also say that I wrote case here. I want to write clear. This one will of course clear associations. And break. And the clear board will run the clear wires command. As wires is a part of boards. Now, let's have a look. I guess I want to do custom names this time then. Okay, starter. Belt. Flask. Allow me. This one goes into there. This one goes into there. There we have some wires. Oh. Alright, we need to update wire colors as well. Let's see. Wire color sync. Caps. Okay, inserter. That be, let's see, BB 9900. Kind of inverted that. Let's try DD. AA. Here we can do BB 99. They are way too similar. Yep, shouldn't focus on that now. What's important is that we have some colors here. Now, clear wires should just cut the wires, which it did successfully. Clear associations should change the... Ooh. That one is broken. Now I just get errors. Okay. We have officially changed clear, but I want to fix association clear. Interesting. Now 2 flasks. Ah. I Now I do indeed have multiple tasks. Hmm. Okay, yeah, that's breaks stall. This one should no longer exist. Unless I have clear board, which should clear both wires and nodes. Yeah, without changing associations. So if I now were to make a flask, it will keep the color. I'm hearing a lot of background noise, so let me just double check that it does not get through to all of you. Oh, neat. Even though I'm hearing a lot of noise, the AI noise cancellation does indeed work very, very well. Surprisingly well. Didn't expect it to work this nicely. Right on, that's it. We have a lot of things. So we almost got one thing off. Can I fix the association issue? Hmm. I don't know if there's a good way to fix that. Unless we potentially... I guess we could... Oh, yeah. Instead of just clearing text, I guess if we loop through text, then have a reset function. Want to get rid of the associations. I guess that is the... If we check... Okay, now I want to make this a little bit more advanced. And make it check whether the association still has something to say. They make copper and iron. Then we clear board. Then we add in iron. Right now, we have associations for copper and iron, but only iron on board. I'd like to check whether, make a function to check whether the tech is still in use. If it is in use, then it will just reset. Or I guess we don't really need the reset then. How about we make the clear associations just kill off every single thing that does not have anything on board. don't know how to do that right away, so let's skip it for now. I want to start checking some things off here. Wire clear sync. I think I know how to fix. Let's see. Here we have add wire, add point. We want to have resync wires. That is function. And I just wanted to run add wire. I guess we could actually double it up and have yeah, instead of making it the origin marker separate, let's where is it? Here. These can actually be a part of each other. I can add in an X using this. Let's see, I want to add a wire, the coordinates -10, 0. That is white. And I want to terminate that wire at +10. Then I want to do the same thing with the y coordinates. -10, 10. And then that will be wiring.resync wires. Wiring. Wiring.resync wires. Let's add a node, another node. This one reaches the input of this one. This one reaches the input of this one. Clear wires. Yes, it worked. And there we have it. It may look like an L shape now, the corner, but that there is actually an X. Let's make it a bit bigger. I think it's more fitting. I guess this would actually be make origin. Then I want to run that function when this thing is created as well. Component dot on completed make origin. Let's say wire, not resync wires, make origin. Now you start with our origin on the top there. And as we add in stuff, New clear wires. We can also do clear board. Very nice. Oh, and we can also do new. Very nice. There we go. I can actually get rid of something now. Yes, canvas movement could actually go under hotkeys, because I want to complete origin marker results crossed out. As we have. But yeah, I want hotkeys to I want to have hotkeys before I define canvas movement. As canvas movement would require left click, right click, middle click, arrow keys. Should be compatible with that stuff. Wait, haven't I already made something that uses a key? The escape key works there. I've completely forgotten how to do that stuff, so I'm very glad I did that in this project. I don't have to do the embarrassing thing of opening an old project yet again. Opening an old project in the middle of a project 3 is the big smack in the face. Just, oh, you've gotten worse. I've gotten worse, so that's it. Oh. So it should be somewhere within here. Unaccepted. Eh? Is there active focus change? Select all. Where do I define select all? Oh, I don't. But how do I make the pop-up disappear? Transition. Hmm. The color of this should be nothing as well. Could see it was black just earlier. Oh no, it has no color. Odd. Not sure about how I can remove the edges then. Hmm. So let's try something. Or where to write copper here? Escape. Now that does indeed clear the pop-up. Without hitting an enter. I guess that's just a pop-up thing then. Help. I have to find out a way to do it later then. Block node removal. That one could be rather easy. Oh, block node removal. I also want to add in a way of wire removal on that. Actually, I guess that's will not be necessary if I manage to complete this one. Let's see, block node removal. Okay. Here is the text. Right, I also want to add in margins here. But this thing... Alright, if you just do minus... parent dot radius. So it's a copper. Eh? Why did that mess up the centering? Copper. Centered. Okay, let's try some number then. The width should be parent dot width minus 20. Copper. No longer centered. Wait, minus 200. Copper. um, oh, I guess that's kind of does make sense. 200 minus 200 means a width of 0. Yes, just times 0.8. Copper. No longer centered. I don't understand why. Ah. Right. This here is just alignment. I would also need to do anchor alignment. Anchors dot horizontal center should be parent dot horizontal center. Iron. Copper. Let's make a block version as well. And then let's make circuit board. That one now desized nicely. That is the curvature difference? No. Yeah, no clipping there. If I make a circuit board block, it can keep the big font. Ah, I understand why this one looks so weird now. As you can see, here it looks rather centered, here it's not centered. Because it goes up to the top. Mm. Hmm. Um, okay, parent.height minus drag area.height. We move this plus this. Hmm. How do I make it centered in there? Ah, okay, yeah. If we were to make the height parent.height minus drag area dot height minus whatever our margin is, 0.5 times 2, so 0.10, 0.19. And instead of doing line top, I want a line the center. Copper. Ooh, very bad. Hmm. Oh, drag area is the size of... Right. The drag area is not the correct one. I want a thing that will be either node area or block area. Hmm. Okay, well, let's just make a constant then. As these don't have any names, and I don't want to make up some logic just to make it be this or that. Iron, bit further down than usual, but looks nice. Copper. I mean, it's a bit too far down. Oh yeah. Parent.height times 0.1. Copper. Very nice. Iron. Very nice. Circuit. Board. Very nice. Goes up a tiny bit, but I say that's fine. This is all good. I guess that doing this on a block will also give, yeah, good results. Very redundant way of writing it. Parentotite minus parentotite times something minus parentotite times something. These two could combine into parentotite times 0.7. But parentotite minus parentotite times 0.7 is just the same as parentotite times 0.3. But I guess I want to keep it like this in case I have some element that collects these two together at some later points, perhaps. Considering how they have these, we could very well have a item with these factors. Yeah, I could have done that. Eh. We'll make it if we need it. Right then. That there. Good. Check this one off. And name color. That one should be rather easy. Name coloring. Yes, we can make that. Another defaulting parameter. Because as it is now, you can make attack just using the name, and then everything else will just default out by itself. So name color here will just default to white. This dot name equals name. This dot name color equals this dot name color. And then this dot color equals color. Name color, color. Fun. Not as good as the nuclear that we had there before. I like that one a bit more than I should. Now, let us see. What was I going to do again? Oh, yeah. Make that part carry on through the association thing. So, sorry. So, associations. There's my association line component, so it should be within here. Here we have the grid layout. That one. This here must then be the color picker. That one would be as simple as doing this. Almost. Let's have a look at the option update function. Name, property, value. Oh. And here we put up switch case. Oops. Which makes it very easy for me to do changes to it now. If the property is name color instead, then tech.name color should become value. Break. Let's see though. So this one, name color, and repopulate. Oh, so it's really that easy. Doubt it. I think there's one more place I need to change first. There we go. In here, you can change this to, let's say, red. Going back to board. Yeah. That's the thing I was afraid of. I think the association did update properly. But I just think that we don't have the function that populates uses to repopulate does not. But yeah, we didn't change anything in block. That's the thing. Let's see. And where do we create blocks again? Here. Oh, but hmm. Hem. That's just how I do it from the get-go. How do we do it when we just update it? I don't think we call this function then. Yes, we repopulate whenever we switch screen. And then we do the update. And the update was just color board mode. So if we also put in C NCM, let's make a property string for the color. Well, property string color, name color. Wait, it will default to well, let's just try to 30. This property will default to white. And then here we can change name color to NC. And let's see. The areas that will control is this area right here. Name color. But now I think it might work. Say copper, red, black. Cannot assign. Ah, right. That's also let tech should be equal to this. Nice, we already have. Oh, yeah, no, right. Need to be like this. But yeah, it would work, but I don't like the warning we get there. So let's change this one to be current tech. Current tech dot color current tech I don't really like how I'm using current tech there. I'd prefer to use a different name for it. Associated tech would also be rather long, but more accurate. There, red, there, it works. Now, something else I want to do is that it will also change in here. So the association. Let's see, where do we put in color? Model.color. Association model. Does that model already have a name color? Here is that's the list model. And that will put in text.i, so it will give the object. So if I'm right about this, we should already have it in here. I think this here can then just be model.color name. No, not that. Name color. Maroon. Associations. Red. Yeah. I'm so glad I made it easy. Oh. Phew. Yeah. I'm very glad that I used the actual JavaScript object, my own tech, as the model, rather than making a separate model that I would have to hit together in some weird way. Now look at this iron. Now also a proper nice preview of how it will look like. Pong. Could also make the name here editable. Could be very easy with the way we've done it. But that is not. I say I don't really like the spaces that appear in between them. But yeah. I sort of want to do something now. Let's make attack. That just lists up the stuff. No, that's probably not a good way of doing it. What I was thinking of thing there, let's say copper iron, was to make it that by default there will be one item in the text list which will just be name, and here it would say color, and here it would say name color. Color or name color name color. But it doesn't really look nice to have these editable fields, and I would also have to make an exception there. So I think you'll just add something on the top here. What is nice with this way of doing it though is the fact that these elements will automatically line themselves up next to each other or at the correct place. Like, name color will always be above wherever the name color is. But we can find some other way to make it the same ratios, probably. Ha ha ha. I made a very colorless application. It's all just different shades of grey. It's nice, we are already at a nice price. It was this one I wanted to change. So let's see, there. And then this one goes even darker. There we go. And these are just very, very colorful. Looks especially interesting here. Be gone. Right then. Did we cross something off there? Did we not? Name color. There we go. Wire move sync. Let's attempt that one next. Okay, now how to do it, sort of. Because on X changed and on Y changed. I wanted to just do a function. That's it. If you just Y, do the same here. X. Node. Yeah, here you can see it whenever the X and Y changes. Nothing does too. So now I just need to make it so that... Ooh, never mind, this won't be so easy. Because when I then... Oh, let's actually get some nice clear board here. Because we have a copper to wire connection. Like that. Now, the one, when I'm using this one, I want that to change the end of the wire. And when I'm moving this one, I want to change the start of the wire. And with how I've made it very, very adaptive, like here, this one is attached to the start of one wire and the end of another wire. So I can't just have no thing in the block/node that says whether it's a starting point or an ending point. Like saying that nodes always start, inputs always end, outputs always start. Because I On purpose, you can connect the outputs to outputs if you really want to. I mean, we could hard limit that, but I do sort of still want the nodes to be either input or output. Quite simply because of one good use case. Let's add in copper. Let's add in wire. Okay, just clear the board. Copper. Wire. Train. Suppose I'm way far in the future to the point where I'm exporting wires by train. Go to copper to go into the wire production, which will go into the train. But I get the copper through the train. I guess I could also split up the nodes in the same way as the blocks are. Which maybe just half. But if you look at it in a different way, it could be nice to use nothing but blocks. Like, let's say they have a copper block and a train block. That's it. Away with you. And away with you. What's nice about this scenario? So you may think, well, train is obviously an output. There. Oh, I made that very, very nice for a connection. Well, you may think, why would I want this? Train will always just be an output. Well, suppose that we also have the Myron at the same place. Now, just by defining the train as a block rather than a node, on the train, when the list model list view is in place, you can see that this train has both iron and wire in the same train. Isn't that cool? Or yeah, you can see it will list up every single thing going into the train. Likewise, say you follow the new block thing. Say it's close to a very central station. And so here we actually have two trains. Then what we could do is like this. And now on the copper here, no matter where we start this train thing, it will show that just on the copper here, that we're getting the copper from both train and train 2. Huh. Didn't really think about that part before now. Nodes might just be obsolete. I mean, in systems such as this one, I was always just thinking about the recipe making, which is why these didn't matter. But making these blocks instead of nodes allows us, well, yeah, since we don't actually need the actual recipe handbook, sort of, in there, we make that ourselves. We have the extra possibility of using these to show the logistics in and out. Like, in this case, all of these will hook up. Actually, what I did here in the actual playthrough is that all of these have a train. And all of these. Actually, thinking about it, might only have exported this to a train. Train 2. Thinking about it, we probably only did this as well. These get exported for a flask production at some other place. Actually, no, I know we had this one as well on train. Should then probably have been this one. But yeah, that's very nice. Here we don't show output. We only show what we're making. So I could very well have just been making this thinking that this is just a recipe that goes to these 3 recipes. When in truth, it too is a final output, which can be visualized by putting train up here. Well, now we have 2 different types. Things. Now I have the old way of doing it and the new way of doing it. I guess nodes will be used when doing the modules part though. I am speaking about modules. How I imagine it is, say that wire here is the module. It's actually very, very complicated to turn copper into wires. But let's get a better model there then. This one. Then I want to just double click on wires. And ta-da! Well, suppose that takes in 2 things then. Here. And this is a perfect fit. The wire block takes in iron and copper. Nodes will be the way of importing iron and copper, as well as giving an output. So this wires does not actually give wires in this case. This is a green flask production going out of the drain. Double click, go in. This is what you see. You can change how stuff works in here. Escape, or L, or something else. And you go out. You're back here. I like that. I definitely want to have that in sometime. Wire removal. Let's put that. That's something we shall only do after hotkeys are in. That's why we need to remove a wire hotkey. R or something. Alright, what I was trying now was fire move sync. But how? Mm, I guess one way would be to actually have a property in here, or two properties. One called entries, one called one called entries, one called exits. And then that would also help it with the block creation. So yeah, we'll have an entries and an exits. Oh ho ho. I just figured out a use case for this feature we already have. If you like now, rather than connecting with the train output here, connecting with the input. Well, clicking on this input area will also give it the color of the input. I was thinking first of making it so that when you terminate at the point, going at the input, it will change color into iron. But I mean, there are times where you'd like to instead emphasize where it's going from a further out perspective, I guess. So I think you might want to call that a feature, not a bug. Yeah, something fun to figure out is that we can actually use this to paint now. Let's have the color red, color blue, color green. In here, blue is of course 0000FF, and green is 00FF00. Let's make a oval here with a green pupil. Let's get it aside so I can easier see what I'm doing. Then we need to terminate that. Let's make a outer diamond shape. Ta-da! A hidden power of this tool. It was actually just a drawing app all along. But yeah. Let's write another one of these off. Move sync might be easier after we... Oh, yeah, I could probably do that now, I think. Property. Variant. Entries. Property. Variant. Exits. Let's go to the drawing wires area. Then we do the add wire. No matter whether we're drawing or not. Or well, if we're drawing. Alright, we actually use the end point to make the exit point. But yeah, when we're drawing, I want what did I call it? Active wire. Wiring.activeWire. Because I want to do it actually in here. Here. But I will need to find out whether we have an active wire or not. To know whether it's added to entries or exits. Right, is this base thing? Let's see. Instead of doing that, let's just send our whole thing through. That is not association. That is sort of just a block. I guess we can keep it with the name of association. Draw color will then be association.color. There, to double check, let's do a name. Then yeah, when terminating wire, I want association dot exits dot push, and here I want to just push the active wire. I guess we can put it in a bit after. Let's see. Let's do it here. And similarly, right here, I want to push it into entries. So now, in theory, these should add on their stuff. Let's have a look at this. Let's have an iron copper and a wire node. Yeah. Active wire. Okay, in that case, let's put these on the bottom. Iron, copper, red. Okay, now it has the shape path inside of there. Let's say I only log the entries, not exits. I also made it push on. These are reversed. So in other words, I monitor the outputs. So this one down should have 2. Now it should have 3. And then this one should only have 2. This one still has no outputs, which is why that one is 0. But now it has 1. That should get 4, they should get 2. Or 1, I mean. Since it still only has 1 copper output. Good. That works. Now let's just reverse entries and exits. And then let's make a function. Function move x, y. Move x, y. Same for on y changed. It should all just call the same function. And this function will... Oh, I'll be back. Hello again. I return. Forward. Not sure what I'm doing here, but I assume I need brackets. Now I know what I'm doing here. Forward const. I mean, I will do line or shape path twice, but I guess we can call it just forward const enter of entries. That will iterate over every single entry, which will mean, let's see, entries are those with the endpoints being there. So it actually makes it easier to do the exit first, and then we can try the entries later. For const exit of exits, I want exit.start. Let's have a look at that. .startx and .startY. It should be x exit dot start y should be y. Let's see if that alone fixes stuff, or since I'm breaking property bindings, if that destroys thingy magic. Sausagen.color. Undefined. But in here, color should be defined. It's not always. Not always. Error still showed up, but I don't think it should be a problem now. Now, for some reason, it will always start with the active error on. There we go. Ah! Moving this around now moves the exit. We just needed touch points to be a bit different. Yeah, now I've confused myself with where what logic lies at again. Alright. I manipulate start x, start y over here. Eh? Yes, I do. Over here. But just doing exits is not good enough. I will also need to bring in the information about entry and exit point. So I guess port. So let's say port. Yeah, node. Guess could be the node port, and then input. And then output. Those shall be the 3 port names. And then this here is output x, output port x, output port dot x. How do I want to make this? Could do block output dot x, but I want to have it accessible. This could work. Yes. If you just Make a few variables here. Property int property int property variant port. Let's be extra fancy about this. Property variant port will be this bracket. Just confusing myself with how I want the indents to be. Let's do it here. I then want to find a node and that will have an x and a y. Letter yeah. Then here I want input and then lastly where I actually took the thing from. Output. Now in here that will be the output x. So down here I can write base dot port dot output dot x. Then y should be this. So down here I can do the same thing, but why? This here should then be input x. This here, oops, this here should then be input y. So now let's have a look at this. There, input dot y dot x. Same thing, input dot y. And this is the node case. Ooh, here I actually used height. How cursed. That will have to be node area dot height. And over here, base dot port dot node and everything else starts with the lower caps. So let's do node input output in lower caps. Node.x. Do the same for y. Here you will need to change this to lower caps. And here we will need to change it to lower caps. Then we need to have a look outside here. Association, port. These will now have to have this structure. Let's then just do this, since we can't start them empty. I wonder, can I do const entry, const port? No. Hmm. I do sort of want them to stay as lists. Since I don't know how to iterate for the key value pair of an object. Hmm. Well, too bad. I don't really see the good way of doing it, so I'm going to do it in a very bad way. Entries. Ports. And then exits and exits ports. I want to do it in a better way. And we'll probably have to do this by indexing instead as well. Ham. Can I not think of any better way of doing it? Yeah, no. I cannot think of a better way to do it. Unfortunately. So then we will have to do let I equals 0. I is lower than exits dot length I plus plus. There we want entries. And to get rid of the warning, let's here use J. And then it would be exits I dot startx. Anyway, exits and wrote this all with property bindings. So I'm really hoping these will update by themselves. Let's say this will then have to be x. No. Exit ports I the exit ports will then just show output. Since this what I was thinking of how to do this now was the Pythonic way of doing it. I don't know how to do that part in JavaScript. Here I was thinking I had to take port and then index it by this string, which in Python would have worked if I just were to route these over to lowercase. And then from here I could do dot x, and then the same thing dot y. Exits. And then in here, where we get port, I would also need to I mean, I don't think it will work. I think I thought to Python about it. But I mean, it could potentially work. Entries, ports. Entries, ports. Here we have a copper. Errors. I is not defined. Because here I'm supposed to use J's instead. Copper. Do it to yourself. X of undefined. Yeah, this does not work. Oh, I can only think of so many different bad ways of doing it. But I want to do it in a good way. But alas, my brain is fried. I simply cannot think of a good way. It just keeps getting worse. Exit ports J. If that is node. Oh, oh no. The code keeps getting worse. I must say I was rather proud of the way my code on this project was. Until this point. What the? This is atrocious. Also, I think I probably broke... Yeah, no, I very much broke the make origin. Okay. Copper. Doesn't even work. I mean, honestly, good. Let's just get rid of that whole segment. That's it. But yeah, can probably re-implement this part. So here, let's make a fake association. Name. Why? Considering a log console.name, so that has also become a parameter. No more copy pasting. Let's see. Let so see Asian. Here is our fake association. And we call it origin. Now it should not break. Here, let's completely remove port from this equation. Here, let's go back to having const exit of exits. Then smarter future me will figure something out for this segment. Also don't know how to do the entries part. Because exits is rather easy to shape path start X and start Y. But for the other part, entries, we would need to we would need to take the shape path and find the newest not shape path, but the newest path line in the shape path and change that's X and Y. Well, I guess there is one way to do it. And doing this part, let's see. I want the shape path. Oh well. I want this custom shape path thingy to have an additional property to it. Property variant. Or well, let's make it do property int last x property int last y. This here do active wire dot lastx is x, active wire dot last y is y. And then that then push the entries. Hmm. Hmm. No, this wouldn't work. Because I'm just assigning rather than doing a property binding all the way through. This here property binds it to 0. And this here makes the value that is binded to nothing a what am I trying to say? It makes it the value of x and value of y, but I don't assign it to x and y. So when I were change the last x and last y in there, that does not have any connection to this add point. That just shares the same numbers, which in turn means there's no connection to the. But if we were to make a I'm thinking. Property variant endpoint. Then active wire dot endpoint equals new point. Now the endpoint will be various weird things for most of the way, but at the end there, for active wire changes, that last active wire's endpoint will be the new point. Will be the correct endpoint, the last point. So I think that works well. Okay, so now I have an endpoint. A connection to the object endpoint, or connection to the endpoint, which is the object path line, and it's the last placed path line on that shape line. So it is the one that will be endpoint right here. So activeWire.endpoint we now have. Now what I want to do next is done here. Doing entry and changing the points there won't really do something good, but entry.endpoint will connect directly to the path line, not shape path. This is direct connection to the point, or to the shape path, the object shape path. Well, this brings us to the gives us a direct link to the object of the path line. Entry dot endpoint dot y equals y, and here dot x. Now I think we've made progress. I think when I move this thing around, yes, part of that is going as expected. Yeah, that is taking that part. And yeah, there we go. That's what I expected. That now both entries and exits snap to the top corner there. Then moving them around. Now let's go back and step and try to fix this part again. Let's see, all of the arguments is correct. But of course, this association okay. Okay, creating new wire by the name origin. That part seems to go successful. Till this part goes. This one needs exits value and then entries value. Let's try again now, see what happens. Okay, now I have the cross again. So now adding a copper looping to itself. Now just move that wire. Very nice. And just be sure. Wires as well. Yeah. Works with blocks as well. We just need to figure out a way to, instead of just passing through X and Y, to then figure out which port it came through. As well as what I don't know what sentence I was going to say. Yeah, in here we just need to figure out what port it came through. So you can take the port's point coordinate. So that it won't just go to 0, 0 of this thing. I mean, to make it a little bit more interesting. Oh. I can fix it to some degree. In here, if type is node, then else entry dot endpoint dot x will then be this. These will go into there. Dot y. Dot x. And we do something similar here. So this replaces this. This replaces this. This replaces this. So now we've made the problem a bit better. As now it works perfectly for nodes, just not for blocks. Which really sucks. That it does not work well for blocks. But 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 all all that means is that I have to not use this feature to drag around them after the fact. But now I can use this one until eventually it gets fixed. I mean, one thing we can do to make it a tiny bit better is to here do node.input .x and y. This will mean that outputs will not be connected to the correct place. So now let's see if you make wires. As you see, that one jumped from output to the input place. Which is unfortunate if you stretch it a very long way. But if you just make it a common rule to have an output right by the exit, well then moving around is not a good thing. Yeah, no, it's it's not good. But I don't currently have a good way to solve it. I can't figure out a good way to solve it. Though really, all I need to understand in order to make a good way for it is to find out how to iterate over key value pairs of an object. So it's basic JavaScript. I would have googled it if I have had network. I, I, I can get network. Okay, I guess I'll just. Yeah, true. I'll pause the recording and figure it out. I'll be back. Hello. Slightly into the future, me is back. Formula is. What was it again? Key value pair. So if I have to do exit, port of exits. Is that off? Oh, and also objects dot entries. That's how you call for it for the entries of an object. So take the object dot entries of entries, the object. Perfect. And there, entry port. Yeah. Here we already give away ports. So here I need to resume the catching of ports. Catch the port. Here, port can port can be an empty string. We did. Well, we will also never enter the situation where we want to move the origin using a block or node. So yeah, not important. Ooh, but then it's this part. Exits dot push won't work anymore. I don't think. Now, how do you append? How do you append? I guess I'll have to take a... Yeah, I'll be right back. I am back. Not push. Update. Activier. Will this actually take the value of Activier, or will it make... Curious. Activier port. Yeah. Like that, I guess. Probably makes more sense, considering how it has a function. And let's comment that one out. Yes. Who knows? Maybe things change in the future. And doing things badly once, you know, could make me want to redo them in the future. There. Yeah, I'm very curious about how it will work, if it will work. To print me the dictionary afterwards. Okay. All good? Not all good. In here. If port input then do this, else do this, but replace in with out. I so badly want to copy it over. I mean, I guess the easiest way to copy it over is to copy this part. And this goes in there. Those are already correct. Now I need to change these ones. Also just realized entry, 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 entry. And then out. Out. Ah, but of course. Now, entries can be either input or output. I assume something broke. Yeah. Update. Yeah. Property update of object is not a function. Well done. I guess I'll have to do some research. Okay. So this enters fancy brackets. Like so. Alright. Because here we just have a regular array, not an object. Which, oh, which then would mean we need objects in here. And objects can't be empty, but they can be something very, very simple like this. I'm guessing, probably. Oh, let's. Oh, so that's what happened. That bug was around if we would have clicked down there. Value is undefined and could not be converted into an object. It's not like we need to call them key value, right? Entry key port value. So let. Yeah, let's end the starting thing. Then let's make our chest node. Value is undefined and cannot be converted to an object. Hmm. I guess first thing would be to check whether I loop correctly. Console.log key value. Here we shall do 1, 2, 2, 3. Alright, origin breaks at different points. That is much as expected. Origin problem now solved. Okay, moving it now. Values undefined and cannot be converted to an object. But it prints 1, 2. It gets further. Value is undefined. Yeah. Because... yeah. Yeah. So then let's see what we get in place of 1, 2 when we put in entries. There. Maybe our starting issue. Pow. Entries undefined. Entries undefined. How? Why are we getting entries undefined? Wait, that is very interesting. Let's print the entire entries as well. Ah. Okay. Let's try that. What does our dictionary look like? Pow. Undefined entries undefined. Huh. Okay, so entries is undefined. But even though entries is undefined, getting the key of entries gives entries. Gives the text entries. And then the value is undefined. Okay. My brain is being fried live right now. So let me just... Wait, there's also something else I need to do that I should be doing quickly. So I'll do that. Then I'll do some more research to translate my Python knowledge over to JavaScript knowledge. So that maybe I understand my issues here. Yeah. I failed in my attempt to get network connection. I also, when looking at this, noticed that I had accidentally done that on entries. I also had a new few more log points, but removed them. Yes, nothing worked. And now I'm at the point where I just want to do this again. Yet again, let's go back to doing the push. I mean, you can still input port. After all, now my new strategy will be to modify this yet again. We will have a property variant. The endpoint font works very, very amazingly. So we'll have a start port, end port. Or, I guess, entry port. What did I call the other one? Exit port. Yeah. Entry, or, well, entry port. And exit port. Exits first, because it's where it exits from. So here. I shall then do shape path dot exit port. Will be port. And then shape path. Well, over here, we actually have to do the other one. Which is active wire dot entry port will be port. So now let's just do this. Entries. Entry. Remove you. Remove you. Remove you. Then entry. Yeah, here. Entry dot entry port. Here exit dot exit port. Const exit of exits. Let's see what happens now. Now I think even the cross did not function. Ah, yeah. Now I think even the cross will function. That it does. I'm unsure about all of the debugging information here. Creating new wire with the name origin. This is the wire. Then we can see that it terminates that same wire. Create a new wire. Yeah, the exact same name. Which is why it's... I didn't think about that part. Those two wires are now both counted under the origin name. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, good. The two wires are now both associated with the association name origin. So association, well, not very accurate at first. Now it's very, very accurate. Right, but we need to check whether that works or not. However, loop move type error. I think I saw some other errors before. Okay, creating new wire. Associated name is copper. Value is undefined. Huh? Association dot access should very much be defined. Ah. Rather not. There we go. Add on. No errors yet. Ah, yes! That works. We're back to having nodes working. Then, big moment of truth. Will circuit boards work? Ooh. No. Huh? Interesting. As you can see, it's all moves, it's attached. Oh, it's rather trippy to see. It's starting to look rather 3D. That's very trippy to see it's moving behind there now. But yeah, they all take exit port. Or output port. So, in other words, this part we know what I mean. So, in other words, exit.exit port is never input. Console.log entry.entry port and log exit.exit port. That's how part works. Okay. And move. Undefined. I'm guessing it says undefined it twice. Everything. Right, to confirm that. Exit exit port. And we'll have entry port. Yeah, entry then exit, both undefined. Let's see, association name, port. Entrance and exit seems to be working. Okay. Sure. Is indeed made copper undefined. So port is undefined over here. Which means that the add wire down here I think I see a big thing. Yeah. I never included port here. So the information was never carried across. Oh, no. Maybe a lot of my older ideas would have worked after all. Yeah, they both snap to the same thing now. Do different things now. We can also say entry and exit, input and output. Let's clear this. So if you make iron and copper and wire and circuits board, connect it all together. Yeah, only logs when moving outputs. Yeah, this one has 2 entries and 1 exit, as well as 2 things connected to the input and 1 to output. But we can also have an exit here, like so. So now it not only has entry inputs and exit outputs, but also an exit on the input side. This one also now has an entry on input and entry on output. Quite simple. Ah, that helps determining color. Thinking about it. Maybe the wire color sync is a part of, oh, is a good part of wire move sync. Because now when we replace down these things, I could just say, for, yeah, this one has no exits, only entries, but this one has exits. And all exits should be the color of the wire. Let's see. In the update function, should I make a separate function for it? Called recoloring wires? No, I can just do it in there. Let's just copy this. For every exit, right, regardless of type of exit. I want you to make sure that the exit dot color. What is the thing again? Stroke color. Fill color is transparent. Stroke color. Exit dot stroke color should be color. So now let's say I have I have a cargo and I have a ship. If I take the cargo to the ship, and I'll go in here, make sure the cargo is purple. Then yes, the wire also turns purple. And that, of course, does not change the one that exits from ship. If I then were to change ship to some, let's do orange. Yes! This works. Very nice. And inputs, snap to the inputs when moving. Outputs to the output. Now we have all sorts. Yeah, enter input, enter output, exit input, exit output. This part here is so very annoying. The fact that wire is not the same as add wire. It's me thinking I have to change things over and over again, but keep getting undefined. Different sorts of problems. A bunch of them could probably have been solved just by writing this part. Now then it's time to judge. Should I go back to one of my earlier attempts? Or is this a good way of doing it? I'll say it's a good way of doing it. Of course, this here should definitely have been different. And that is good. You can make this neater. Let's swap it out with a switch case statement. Switch exit dot exit port and do case node. Break. Case input. Then take these and break. Case output. Then take these. Then break. And then get rid of this nested if else. Then we just do the same up on top here. Except, of course, need to replace exit.exit port with entry.entry port. And all of these doubles should turn into these doubles. There we go. This here I won't complain at myself for writing. Mapping works correctly. I can have a copper looping to itself. Works correct. And I can also have it go into a wire. And those move correctly. Very nice. Now let's get rid of this and one more commenting. Where do we get the color commented? Or logged? Creating new wire. Then copper node deleted. Then some point between it does a color output. But where do we log a color? Here. Have to keep the creating new wire creating. We can also delete the this is the spot. Yeah, nice. We have now fixed wire move sync and wire color sync. Yeah, okay, phew. I did remember to unpause my recording. That's I mean, video is almost 3 hours now. So it would make sense to stop here. So let me make sure these indents are a bit bigger. So that it's easier to see what I can start on or not. Because none of this I can start on. But I can make the options, and then I can start on all of these. There's also the block list. I think it would be rather easy, but it would take time. So probably not something to do now. But block and node removal could be possible. Fix association clear. Let me try something there, because I do remember list view having a like update or sync or something like that. Oh no, it didn't. List model does. But I think we did try that. I mean, and can't hurt to try again. Association model dot sync. List.sync can only be called in a worker script. That might be it's just unwise to call it outside of a worker script. Or like for this purpose. Where? I am getting lost in my own code. There should be a place with a few functions. Here. What we can do is on on text changed. Or maybe not. That function would have been made if we were to have made it in C++, making a queue object. But it could be worse here. Oh, wait. But association model dot do I do? Oh, press enter. Dot clear. Maybe that works. Yes. Now let's do some stress testing of that. If we were to clear them in this order, and then add in anything else, it will be as if those were actually cleared. And what happens if I add in a node A now? It gets an association. Doing FF here makes them both change. Okay. I'm happy with that. Here, maybe we have a situation. No. Resyncs. Let's see. Clear associations. Now we have a red one. Ah, yeah. Just swapping pages. We'll do it. Please stay. Ooh. Ooh. Right. There we go. Managed to cross another thing off. Block node removal could be done very easily, I believe. I want to. I was originally thinking of doing like having a button up in the corner here, but no, I feel like I'll press it by accident. So this will be host hotkeys. So we just have a node removal hotkey. I do sort of want to continue coding. But then again, 3-hour long video. What I done is I end the episode here, and then just start the next episode. I mean, yeah, the last episode hasn't even gotten released yet, because there is no internet here at the apartment. That's it. Yep. This TheCelestialBeast video we won't release, because yeah, I should just delete it to save the space. But yeah, this one should, yeah. But what I'm trying to say here is we actually have this one, the last video, and we have a TheCelestialBeast video. This and these were essentially the same, but I forgot to save in between after doing this one. I quit the main menu without saving. So this video and this here is just the start of this one. I had to check whether the noise was too loud, if you remember that part. So actually this, oh wow, this video is done 3 hours plus 26 minutes long. This here is now the current video. So when this one ends, I'll have 3 videos. ready to be published the moment I return home. Yeah. Yeah, right. Here we have the thumbnail of that one. I tried to be a bit sneaky about it, putting it over to a... I did a few roundabout ways of attempting to get it to work. Like just putting it over to a different device and then uploading it at the main office, but alas, it will just be a waiting game. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty it for this episode. Hope to see you all in the next episode, where, yeah, let's tackle options. Let's see if we can get all of these things in. No clue about how to do canvas movement, but as long as I figure out how to hotkey this. Well, this part should be easy. This part should be easy. This part should be easy. Well, this one is easy unless I want to add import and export to it. If I just hard code this into some neater way of doing it, and then make it possible to swap between which of these it goes to the through, then this would be done. But if you want to make it so that people can put their entire association list and import it, and export it into a folder, and then import it into other projects, and even give it to someone else, and then import it, that would be a lot of work. No, then block formatting. I don't think we'll need the import export. Angular snap and gray. These ones need import export. That's strokes outside there. So yeah, we'll have a bit to do next episode. Watch this step not working. uh, yeah, nice. That's for a bit for this episode. Hope to see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.